More testimony today in Webster City from law enforcement officers in the murder trial of Michael Lang of Grundy Center. Lang is accused of shooting and killing Sergeant Jim Smith during a standoff last April in Grundy Center. With that in mind, let's go live right now to KWWL reporter Daniel Perot. He's out in Hamilton County in Webster City. And Daniel, law enforcement officers, more on the detailed story of what happened. Tell us more about that.
Ron, today we got our clearest picture yet as to what happened inside Michael Lang's Grundy Center home, with members of the State Patrol tactical team who entered that house taking the stand, describing what happened on that April night. Today, two state troopers and Mitch Capel, who is a state trooper now, but last April was a K-9 deputy for the Hardin County Sheriff's Office, all took the stand. They described clearing the basement and parts of the garage. They recounted Capel and Sergeant Smith giving multiple warnings. Then after not getting a response, they went on to the kitchen. Capel says he quickly opened the door. At first, they did not see anybody, but Sergeant Smith then backed up and called out, "Gun, gun, gun," before shotgun blasts rang out. Capel and Trooper Jordan Barnes say they were back down into the basement, spent 2 hours trapped down there until Trooper McCabe Schmidt was able to free them later on. Several troopers described Lang threatening, shouting, and cursing at them. Schmidt choked up on the stand as he recounted hearing Lang say, quote, "I took it easy on your buddy. I put a slug through his chest," and then laughed about it. He described not wanting to make too much noise. At one point, he was using hand signals to communicate quietly.
There was enough view underneath the kitchen door that if he laid down, the defendant was already willing to shoot one officer. I didn't want to give away our position by keeping it lit up, and I believed he could see movement underneath the door.
So I grab him by the top of the shirt lapel.
On the stand, Trooper Matthew Lively, who was just feet away from Sergeant Smith when he got shot, recounted dragging Smith's body to safety and then treating his wounds by applying pressure to his chest and legs. He dragged him out through the back of the garage onto a patio and then past the fence back behind the house, where they were able to get him to paramedics.
At this point, in my thoughts and in my heart, I didn't think it would help, because at that point I thought Jim was gone, but I still knew that I needed to get him to someone who's a professional, and maybe there's a chance that something, that he could be saved, or something miraculous could happen.
During cross-examination, defense lawyers focused on what Lang was doing when the Bearcat ripped through the front of his house. They say that happened after he presented himself at the front. It was only after the Bearcat knocked down the front that Lang shot at the Bearcat. At the end of the testimony today, prosecutors got into the evidence that was collected at the scene, including the shotgun that Lang used, also some spent shotgun shells and unspent shotgun shells. They also had Sergeant Smith's shirt and jacket. We expect that evidence presentation will continue when the trial resumes tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. here in Hamilton County. In Webster City, Daniel Perot, News 7, KWWL.
Now, Daniel, truly dramatic testimony today, almost a confession of sorts from Lang of what he allegedly said to the officers. Now, KWWL is providing live coverage of the trial, both on our website, on the KWWL News app. Be sure to download the app to stay up to date on the late developments. It's free. It's available on Google Play and the Apple App Store as always.